This is your Adventist News Update, the service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Manasseh Sims. Coming up in the news, South Bahamas Conference women challenged to be women of faith. Hundreds move to live. And the Sydney Adventist Hospital goes high-tech. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News Update. This is your Adventist News Update. Thank you for joining us. It was said to be an unforgettable time for the over 100 women from the South Bahamas Conference who attended the annual Women's Retreat June 6th through the 8th. Under the theme, Women of Faith Committed to Serve, the women gathered for 3 days at the Super Club Breezes, where workshops and services were held to inspire them to recommit their lives to Christ and consecrate themselves to His service. Throughout the workshops, the ladies were encouraged through entrepreneurial opportunities where they were given instruction in a number of skills, including the production of soaps and shell crafts. In attendance at the retreat was Jane Parchment, the wife of Pastor Orville Parchment, assistant to the Adventist World Church president. She gave a stirring testimony about her battle with cancer and encouraged women to keep their faith in God even during the most difficult moments. During the sessions, the women were blessed by renditions from the guest artist Margie Hill. Dr. Susie Hill was the guest speaker, and she spoke on the power that women possess and how God has given women a special mission that they can perform. The Sabbath ended on the ocean as the women worshiped together during a boat cruise and watched the sunset over the harbor. Early Sunday morning, the ladies were in full gear for the fun run walk, and the retreat came to an end with a final session with Dr. Susie Hill. She once again reminded the women about putting on the character of God. Hill said that their demeanor and dress spoke of their faith long before they uttered a word. She provided them with practical and helpful tips on how to dress the heart and body to glorify God. The women departed, revived, and motivated to do greater service in the work of the Lord. Hundreds gathered on Whit Monday for the first island-wide fun run walk held by our conference. Runners, walkers, bicyclists, pushers from churches and civic groups took to the streets as they moved to live. Participants were encouraged to move at their own personal level of physical activity. Instructors told them that it didn't matter if they covered 8, 4, or 2 miles. They only needed to commit to move. At the end, each participant received a personal pedometer along with the book Health and Happiness. Special gifts and trophies were given to the biggest groups participating, along with the eldest and youngest participants, along with the first finishing male and female. For last week's His Story question, there were no winners. So take a try at this week's question.
The His Story question of the day is, who was the president of the Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists during Dr. Robert Falkenberg, the 18th World Church President, visit to the Bahamas? Was it A, Dr. Hugh Roach, B, Pastor Jeremiah Duncombe, or C, Dr. Silas N. McKinney?
When we come back after this short break, more news updates on the recent meetings held in the Atlantic Caribbean Union. Welcome back to News Update. With joy and a sense of gratitude to God, members of the Executive Committee of the Atlantic Caribbean Union and visiting guests convened at the Breezes Hotel, Cable Beach, for the Union's mid-year meetings and continued education in leadership and professional development from June 1st to the 5th of June. During the sessions, Pastor Andrew Burrows was voted to serve as Personal Ministries Director of the Union. Pastor Burrows, the Communication, Stewardship and Youth Director for ATCU, replaces Pastor Al Powell, who earlier this year accepted a call to serve as President of the Columbian Islands Mission. In the area of evangelism, the work of the pastors and laity of all the fields were highlighted for the first 5 months of the year. Thanks ascended to God for over 400 persons that were baptized in the Union during this time. A 2-day annual leadership and professional development seminar was also held at the end of the sessions. The main presenters were Pastor Orville Parchment, Special Assistant to the President of the General Conference, and Pastor Gamaliel Flores, Education Director of the Inter-American Division. Some of the topics discussed were ingredients of spiritual leadership, leadership in time of rejection and failure, and key elements in effective Seventh-day Adventist administration. And in upcoming events in our conference, Camp Meeting 2014 begins next week Sabbath, June 21st at 4 p.m. at the Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church on Tony Williams Darling Highway, and you do not want to miss this grand opening. Workshops and services will continue until Sabbath, June 28th, with workshop facilitators including Frank Leggett from the Allegheny East Conference, Donald Roll from the Central States Conference, Vincent Duncombe from Berrien Springs, Michigan. Thursday evening speaker will be Danny Shelton from 3ABN, and the weekend's featured speaker will be Dr. Carlton Bird from the Breath of Life broadcast. And for our young people, the experience of college life can be a whole new world for them. What parents expect is an environment for learning and development, but what their children may encounter are professors that challenge the existence of God and friends who question the 10 Commandments. So whether you are preparing to leave home for the first time, returning to study abroad, or enrolling in the College of the Bahamas, you should sign up for STAND, an engaging workshop designed to give students evidence of their Christian faith and provide parents with tools to support their children's spiritual growth. STAND is a camp meeting workshop with lead facilitator Pastor Donald Roll of Detroit, Michigan. So get registered June 26th at the Mario's Bowling and Entertainment Center. For a small fee, the workshop includes materials, lunch, and a pre-workshop session. Call the conference at 341-4021 for more details. The annual New Believers Summit will be held on August 22nd at the Javars Twinberry Inn, South Andros. This is a time of spiritual consecration and fellowship. For additional details, contact Elder James Sands at 341-8661. Under the distinguished patronage of Pastor Andrew Burrows and Mrs. Burrows, the South Bahamas Conference Mass Youth Choir will host a Salute to Fathers banquet under the theme, Still Holding On. This formal affair will be held on Sunday, June 29th at 5 p.m. at the New Life Christian Center on Prince Charles Drive. Tickets are available at the conference office and from all Mass Youth Choir members. The Atlantic Caribbean Union will hold its Women's Retreat at the Seven Stars Resort in Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands from October 31 to November 2nd, 2014. The main speaker for the event will be Raquel Arraes, Associate Women's Ministry Director of the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. To register and for more information, contact the Atlantic Caribbean Union office or the South Bahamas Conference headquarters at 341-4021. For more news and further details on these upcoming events, see the logos on the conference website at www.southbahamasconference.org or visit the South Bahamas Conference Facebook page to view our ATV 53 news update.
October is observed as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is an annual worldwide health campaign organized by breast cancer charities to increase awareness of the disease and to raise funds for research into its cause, prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and cure. During this time, campaigns also seek to offer information and support to those affected by breast cancer. A tumor or lump in the breast can be benign, not dangerous to health, or malignant, has the potential to be dangerous. While benign tumors are not considered cancerous, malignant tumors are cancerous. Left unchecked, malignant cells eventually can spread beyond the original tumor to other parts of the body. The term breast cancer refers to a malignant tumor that has developed from cells in the breast. It is said that the chances of surviving breast cancer increases with early detection. Here are some signs to look out for that may indicate that you have breast cancer and should seek immediate medical attention. Swelling of all or parts of the breast, skin irritation or dimpling, breast pain, nipple pain or the nipple turning inward, redness, scaliness or thickening of the nipple or breast skin, bloody discharge or a lump in the underarm area. And in dispelling the myth of who can develop breast cancer, both men and women can be diagnosed with breast cancer. So if you notice any changes to your breast, you should consult a physician immediately. I'm Felicia Daddis, and this has been your health tip courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
Now we go to the Record in Focus Christian News magazine for news from around the world.
And from low-tech to high-tech solutions, nursing and medical students at the Sydney Adventist Hospital now have the opportunity to practice their skills on breathing talking patients who aren't actually real people. 2 state-of-the-art medical mannequins can be programmed to sweat, bleed and respond to medical treatment. Students can take blood, set up IV lines and even amputate. One of the mannequins, Sim Mum, is specifically for use in obstetric training and gives birth to a healthy, bouncing silicone latex baby.
The history question of the day was, who was president of the Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists during Dr. Robert Falkenberg, the 18th World Church President, visit to the Bahamas? The correct answer is B. Pastor Jeremiah Duncombe. Pastor Duncombe was elected president in October 1990, preceding Dr. Robert Falkenberg's visit in 1992.
On behalf of the production team of Adventist Television, it was our pleasure bringing you this week's news update. Thanks for joining us and continue to have a wonderful Sabbath. I'm Manasseh Sims for the SBC Media Network.